now live from Palin Music Studios in Springfield, Missouri. It's Wake Up with Greg. Here's your host, Greg.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning, and everyone. Let's get this game started already, shall we? All right. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome to Wake Up with Greg. I am your host, Greg Rosander with Palin Music Center. It's a beautiful, Tuesday morning today? I've already lost count because of the holiday weekend. Man, gorgeous outside though, like 63 degrees coming in this morning. Man, I'm hoping early fall is here. Technically, according to the calendar, we still got 3 weeks left of summer, but man, I'll take it if we can get the fall early. So anyway, that probably means an early winter too, though, which I would not be a fan of. But anyway, welcome to the show, folks. I am, as I said, Greg with Palin Music Center. We're here to share the coolest instruments on the internet for you. Instruments available for you to purchase on our website at palinmusic.com or by giving me a call at 417-882-7006 or checking out our Reverb page at reverb.com. Doing something a little bit different today. I've got some kind of fully authentic box openings today. You know how people just love to like see it from the bare bones beginning, just cracking open the box and seeing what's inside. So I got a couple of those for you today. So I got a hodgepodge mix of instruments for you today. Won't be playing anything today, but you'll get the whole gist of it. It's going to be fun regardless. Good morning to you all on the chat this morning so far. Mom and Vincent and John, welcome to the show. Happy to have you here. Had a great Labor Day weekend. Got to spend a little time down with our friend Deb out down in Arkansas and went to Crystal Bridges American Art Museum. That's always a delight down there. They had a fantastic kind of floral display going on of different floral arrangements inspired by pieces of art throughout the museum. Really fascinating, really cool and beautiful. So that was a lot of fun. And just had some good food, good fun, and hanging out. So got some rain and got all of it. That's who we are. That's what we're doing. Like I said, we've got the live stream chat going on this morning. Best way for you to interact with me and me to interact with you. Makes the show a whole lot more fun. Leave your comments, ask your questions. Let me know where you're watching from in the world. We're here in Springfield, Missouri, right in the heart of the U.S. So I know we're up to like 27 countries of international viewers out there, at least those that have reported in. But would love to know where you're watching from. So hit the like, hit the comment, hit the subscribe. We're in the 1520s. Just keep it on going. And I really appreciate all the support out there. Hit the share button, share this with all your friends and family, and so on. In addition to the cool instruments, I like to share music, I share art, literature, whatever is just coming to mind. Today I've got something that's kind of close to my current interests that I've shared something like this similar, I think maybe last week or a couple weeks ago, but anyway, we'll just keep it going. Having some fun there, and I think that's about it. I've rambled enough. I got a haircut yesterday, so looking on the screen, I look a little hairless, but anyway, it's there. You just can't see it much. Looks good. I don't have quite the golden locks that my sidekick Jordan has. So speaking of Jordan, let's say good morning to him. Good morning, Brother Jordan. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, I did. It was fun.
Did your sister win her volleyball game?
They won a few, but they didn't win the tournament.
Didn't win the tournament. Yeah. Well, that's all right. And then your brother and his decathlon or whatever he was doing?
Yeah, I guess it was actually a triathlon.
Oh, all right.
And he got first in his age group, so yeah, he did pretty good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What age group is that?
It was 20 to 25.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, that's very awesome. Yeah. So was he running in the rain? Was it raining where you guys were?
It stopped before. It had rained a little bit earlier that day, but it didn't rain during the race. But the roads were a little slick, so I bet biking was a little bit harder. But yeah.
Well, we were in Arkansas, Rogers, Arkansas primarily, and I don't know if those of you remember, they got hit by a pretty decent tornado earlier. Was it May, I think? May, June? Somewhere in the spring. I can't remember.
It was only, wait, what month is it? September.
Yeah, we're finally in September. Today's September 3rd, I think.
It might have been the beginning of August or
Really? I thought
the
it was
end of
I thought
July.
It was earlier than that. I don't know. Anyway,
No.
it was certainly sad to see the damage around Rogers, but nice to know that they're coming back from it, already rebuilding and whatnot. Wasn't quite the devastation and destruction that like the Joplin tornado and whatnot had, but no tornadoes are fun. I mean, it's never a good thing. So it's just sad to see some of our favorite places were hit. Actually, some of our favorite antique stores and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, we'll be thinking of the people of Rogers, Arkansas, as they're rebuilding. All right, so that's all the news that's fit to print. Why don't you say we dig into some stuff here? I've got some new gloves today.
Ooh, fresh gloves.
Fresh gloves, fresh and fruity, Rudy Tooty, fresh and fruity. There we go. We got gnats flying around here.
Awesome.
All right, let's dig in, shall we?
Okay, let's do it. Before the first unboxing, why don't you tell us about your shirt and watch today?
Shirt and watch. This is a Caribbean shirt, again, I think. I honestly didn't look at the tag this morning. Pretty sure that's what it is, though. I really like this shirt. It's pretty subtle as far as, you got the little palm frond leaves on there. But it's kind of a heavier weight shirt, so you ever hear of a thunder shirt or whatnot, where you put on like your dogs or whatnot when they're scared of storms and whatnot? It feels like that. It's kind of like a hug. So Florida Man, good morning, Florida Man. Welcome to the show. Yeah, so it's a fun shirt. And then my watch, this is one of my 2 Fossil tank watches. They call it a tank because when these originally came out back in I want to say the 20s or 30s, they were based on like World War I tanks. So you got the tracks on the side, kind of square shaped or rectangular shaped bodies. So kind of a military watch back in the day, but have since become more of a fashion watch. So yeah, I've got this Fossil in the black, and I've got a cream dial with a leather strap. So fun stuff with the watches. So let's dig into some instruments for you. First unboxing. 2 out of 3 are going to be unboxings today. The other one I didn't have in a box, but check out this really cool box. I'm going to show you the logo here. This is DeJow flutes, and we've got the really awesome DZ logo, which also looks like a person jamming out on a flute, I think. Kind of fancy graphic, really cool there. But look at this awesome box. I mean, look, it's got magnet. Whoa, how cool is that? So, and that's just the shipping box. That's just what it comes in. And then we have the flute in its glory, in all its French style case with the padded case cover on the outside. So let's zip this one open, see what we got in here. This is the DeJow model DZ701 BOF. So if you're familiar with all of those bells and whistles, the letters and numbers, just means, what the different features are. It comes with a little warranty card, comes with polishing cloth and cleaning swab and cleaning rod, I think is in here somewhere. It's probably in this case, actually. Got the black fleece-lined interior of the case cover, and then the traditional French-style case with no handles. Let's pop this open here. Excuse me, we're going to assemble this. I'm going to take the cleaning rod out. So look at that, nice wood carved cleaning rod. Very cool there. All right, so what have we here with this DeJow Model 701? Well, if I can get it out of there, here we go. We have a beautiful upper tier flute. This is a step up professional level. This is an all sterling silver flute, so we have a sterling silver head joint, okay, sterling silver body, and sterling silver foot, and you can see that. I don't know if you can see it says sterling silver there on the foot joint, and right there on the body, and then up here on the head joint as well. Should say that somewhere up at the very tip top near the crown. Okay, and then you've got the logo there, the DeJow logo. All right, so what are the features of this horn? We have a extended B foot range, okay. We have the traditional key arms, not the French pointed key arms. Keeps the cost down a little bit. We have the offset G. So you can see here with the offset G, much more comfortable playing position for a lot of people. Again, two schools of thought, inline or offset. It's just whatever the personal preference is. One is not necessarily better than the other unless it helps you to play the instrument better. So, and then of course we have the traditional open holes, which are filled with plugs at the moment to give you that extended range, to give you the more versatility with the flute, better intonation, so on and so forth. No other fancy like additional trills, no split E's or anything like that. Pretty standard. There's the gizmo key on the foot joint there though, that little guy there. So double skin traditional pads, just a very well made, great sounding, perfect intonation flute for the advancing high school player, college player, or early professional would be a great flute for any of those players. So check this one out on the website. Arnell is back here, top of the morning. Good to see you, my friend. Great flute for any of those players. This is live on our website right now at palinmusic.com, or by giving me a call at 417-882-7006, or by checking out our Reverb page at reverb.com. So that is the flute number one, the Dezhou DZ701 BOF. All right, I'm going to put this one away nicely, carefully back in its little compartments here. And then we will move on to the next instrument. But before we do that,
you have to recommend music to us.
Have to. It's like a requirement nowadays for me to do this. If I don't, I get scolded by the the higher ups. No, I don't. I'm just making stuff up, guys. We're just trying to keep it interesting around here. Put that flute rod back in there. So today's musical selection, and for those of you new to the show, I recommend a piece of music every episode, and so we are on episode, I don't know, like 127, something like that now, zeroing in on 130. We may be already there. I'd have to do a recount. This one, I'm going to set this little guy aside here, get her out of the way. And I've created a playlist on Spotify for you all called Wake Up with Greg, which has all of the songs I've recommended throughout the entire series. And we've got well over 10 and a half hours worth of music on there. So if you're looking for some great listening through your day, just check out Spotify and go to Wake Up with Greg playlist. And it's public, so you can listen to it. Today's piece of music comes from the 90s swing revival. If you recall, and you were a younger kid in the 90s, high school, college maybe, swing was the thing. It was back, and it was back with a vengeance. Groups like Royal Crown Revue, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, Squirrel Nut Zippers. There's some others that I'm blanking on right now, but it was a really popular thing for, I don't know, a year maybe. It didn't last very long. I was excited that the swing was back in the groove, because I'm a big swing fan from the original swing era of the 30s and 40s. But one of my favorite groups to come out of that swing revival era is, of course, Royal Crown Revue. I thought they were at the peak of the talent pool there. I mean, they were all certainly great players. But the vibe that Royal Crown Revue had, they just really bought into that whole 30s gangster vibe, which I just thought was really cool. And so this particular album, which was their biggest album, Royal Crown Revue, Mugsy's Move, such a great album, full of energy, full of that, like I said, that 30s gangster vibe. This particular song, Parks Place, is probably the most high energy piece on the album, and I just love it. It's just so much fun. Horn section on here is fantastic. I got to see these guys in Chicago at the Cubby Bear. I think I saw them at that's the little kind of pub right across the street from Wrigley Field. So I got to play there once or twice, which was kind of fun, but got to meet the guys. That's back in my LA Sax days. Trying to get these guys on board with being LA Sax artists. Didn't quite work out for them or us, but it was fun meeting them nonetheless, and they were fantastic players, and the band was just a whole lot of fun. So check this one out. This is Royal Crown Review from the album Mugsy's Move. The song is Parks Place, and I think you'll love it. You'll love the whole album. It's just a whole lot of fun. I'm adding that right now to the Spotify playlist, Wake Up with Greg, which you can see there with the little green dot next to it. Wake Up with Greg, and you can listen to that yourself today. One of these days we're going to figure out how I can actually play snippets of these songs on the show so you can hear them, but right now YouTube and copyrights, they get us in trouble, so we got to figure out a way to do it. If you guys know what the rules are out there, let me know so we can maybe make this happen and not offend anyone, or not offend anyone, but get people upset about their copyrights and whatnot. All right, got my Hawaiian coffee working. There we go. So that's the musical choice. Let's say we dig into another horn, shall we, Jordan? What do you think? All right. This one's not in a box, so you can't enjoy the box opening on this one, but you can enjoy the case that it comes in. This is the LeBlanc Serenade 2 clarinet. You can see the LeBlanc logo there. Beautiful case, really. I love this. Well, I mean, it's plastic, but it's got that kind of metallic, that brushed metallic look to it. Makes it look very kind of high-end and modern. But the rest of the case is, traditional, soft-sided. This one, I don't know, but I don't think this one's got backpack-style straps. It's got a accessory compartment on the back here. Yeah, so that opens up on the back. You've got a place to store probably some music and reeds, accessories, and so on. So kind of cool. But hey, a case that's not a backpack. Can you believe it? Old school traditional, except with the zippers instead of the buckles. All right, but let's see what we have here. A beautiful clarinet. I'll go ahead and assemble this. Let me get my fancy gloves back on here. This is a gorgeous grenadilla wood clarinet, unstained, so you get the natural appearance of the wood, which I just wish all clarinet companies would only do unstained, because I'm going to show you right off the bat this bell on this clarinet, and just look at the gorgeous grain on that. Beautiful, just dark chocolate tones. Got the LeBlanc inlaid logo there in silver. Just beautiful. I'll show you all the body parts here, because you can see some of the additional features. This is the lower joint here with the metal tenon cap. We've talked about that before, how that metal tenon cap protects the tenon. This is a primary cracking point on wood clarinets, so to have that added ring there really helps to keep those in shape and prevent the cracking. Beautiful silver-plated keys. We've got the additional brace on the lower body keys there for additional support and stability in your regulation and adjustment. There's your thumb rest with the adjustment and the strap ring there. The upper joint, whoops, that case doesn't want to stay open. The upper joint, same concept there with the tenon caps on both the top and bottom. Beautiful silver plating on the keys there. Grenadilla wood is such a dark wood. It is really hard, even if it's unstained, to see the grain in it. I don't know if it's going to show up on there. You can kind of see that. But just that beautiful rich color. Let me just put this puppy together here. This clarinet comes with 2 barrels. I think it's a 64 and a 66, or maybe a 63 and 65. Let's see if it says on these. Yeah, okay, so we've got a 64 mil barrel, and then a 66. We're going to pop that one on there. This one should be the 66. Yeah, so if you can see the little 66 right there. So 2 barrels. I'll put those next to each other so you can see just a hair difference in length, but it makes all the difference in the intonation of the horn. So if you're playing in different orchestras, whether you're doing the American standard tuning or you're doing a European tuning, you can adjust that accordingly with the barrel length. This has got a polycylindrical bore, which is kind of all the rage these days in high-end clarinets. Undercut tone holes, double skin pads. Actually, are these double skin or are these leather? Oh no, these are, wow, Wow, I was completely off. These are black Valentino style synthetic pads on this clarinet, which is really cool. I do love the synthetic pads. They give a really cool look as well as high performance. They're very long lasting, impervious to pad mites and that kind of thing if you're storing your instrument for any period of time. So this is the LeBlanc Serenade 2 professional clarinet, available on our website right now at palinmusic.com at a bargain deal, by the way. Also available by giving me a call at 417-882-7006 or checking out our website, checking out our Reverb page at reverb.com. Mention my show, Wake Up with Greg, and you'll get an extra special deal on these horns. So this is a fantastic pro horn for any, like I said, any advancing high school player, college player, early professional looking for an affordable clarinet that's going to give you a great sound, great feel, and backed by a history of over 100 years of clarinet making by LeBlanc. Now, LeBlanc is part of the Conn-Selmer conglomerate nowadays, and they certainly don't have the models that they used to when they kind of got acquired by Conn-Selmer years ago. But they're still a formidable player in the whole clarinet scene. Hard to do. I'm going to take my glove off for that one. That one doesn't want to come off. There we go. All right, so that's the LeBlanc Serenade. Also comes with a, let me take my gloves off so I can open this bag here and show you. Got that? All right, so it comes with the LeBlanc K-Series hard rubber mouthpiece, professional grade mouthpiece there, as well as the silver cap and ligature. So you get all the goodies with this clarinet. Come and get it right now on our website, palinmusic.com. And anybody out there in the chat world, we got my few regular friends out there, but anybody else watching today would love to interact and hear where you're watching from on this fine Tuesday morning. All right, so that is instrument number 2. I'll grab the third one here and set this up while we're waiting. Whoa, I don't know if you saw that or not, but I'm going to hide it until we're ready to show it. All right, what's next, Mr. Jordan?
Yes, can you show us something cool?
As you know, on this show, every beginning of the show, I talk about my shirt and watch. And if you know me, you know that I'm pretty gaga, goofy, crazy for watches these days. And I found another book that I wanted to share with you. This is kind of a history book, more so. The last one I showed was called A Man and His Watch, was just kind of stories of famous men and the watches that they own and wear, and the importance of those watches to those folks. But this one is a straight up. I'm going to show you the back of this book because the photography in this book is just amazing. I mean, look at that beautiful watch there. So this is what it looks like. This is the watch, and it is a history of all of the major brands of watches. Let me pull up just one of the most famous, Cartier. Okay, we've got some beautiful Cartier watches. I talked about tank watches. Cartier is known primarily for their tank style watches. I'll show that page, but check out this really cool kind of Salvador Dali. What's that art style? The surrealist art style, which is really cool. Love that watch. But then here's their tanks, so you can see all the different tank models there. Some of the other, of course, you're going to have Rolex in here. Let me grab Rolex for you. The famous Rolex, lots of history there. But one of my all-time favorites, though, and it is certainly on my bucket list of watches that I would like to acquire, is Hamilton, and specifically the Hamilton Electric. So look at these watches right there. Okay, so Hamilton Electric, these were all made in the 50s primarily. Asymmetrical designs. They were one of the first electric watches on the market. Not quartz, but electric, a little bit different in the way they function. Still battery powered, of course, but the mechanism is different. Quartz watches use an actual crystal that vibrates. I'm not sure exactly how the electric watches from Hamilton worked, but They certainly make many, many modern watches as well. Let's find some of these fancy luxury brands. Glashütte original. I mean, just gorgeous watches. So if you are a fan of watches at all and love the history of watches, wearing watches, I mean, gosh, Girard-Perregaux, I mean, these guys, these are stunning pieces. Now, there's probably not a watch in this book that I could afford, except maybe the swatches. They even got Swatch in here, which is kind of funny. You got all these super high-end Tudor watches, Tag Heuer, but then you've got Swatch. All right, these goofy plastic watches, which I own one of the Swatches, and they came out right in my high school days, so it was a really popular thing for me. Let's see, let's hit on maybe one other famous brand here. How about Patek Philippe? One of the most iconic and highest end luxury brands out there. Patek Philippe just makes some absolutely beautiful and very expensive watches. So there we go. That's, I'm not going to dwell on that. I can sit here and talk about watches for hours. But if you are into watches at all like I am, this is a great reference book, The Watch. Check this out. The other book, A Man and His Watch, check that one out as well. And, it's just a wide, wide world of watches out there. So let me know what you're wearing for watches. I'd love to know. You a quartz fan, a mechanical fan, an automatic fan, so on and so forth. All right, good morning, Max. Good to see you here, brother. All right, so that's my cool thing for the day. How about we dig into this final instrument? Yes. All right, well, this is, like I said, a true unboxing in every step of the imagination. So now the box says Getzen on it, but that may be a little misleading, except for it did come from the Getzen company. But as you may or may not know, Getzen is the parent company of the Edwards trumpet brand. And what I have for you today is an Edwards trumpet that we've been waiting months to get. We have had these before, but it's been a very long time. I don't think I've had the opportunity to share one on my show. Thought I was going to be able to just pop that tape, but I think I'm going to have to cut it. Get my trusty, nothing says a Swiss Army knife like the American flag, right? So, or nothing says America like a Swiss Army knife. I don't know. Something like that. But let's see what we've got here. Now, this trumpet does not come with a case, although I do have a case available. And that is available on the website. But let me show this to you. We're going to just pop this out here very carefully. I think when this was received in our warehouse that they actually kind of dug it out deep, so it was just kind of sitting on the top here. Wrapped, you know what? Now I'm going to put my gloves on because I certainly don't want to get this one all messy. Actually, I don't think it will get messy because it's got a satin finish on it. But let's see what we've got. If I can get this going. Come on, gloves. Get on my fingers. There we go. All right. We're going to unroll very carefully. Aha, here we are. All right. Yes. I love a satin finish trumpet. I've shown on this show many times my favorite Adams trumpet, the Adams A4. And this is very, very much like the Adams A4 in multiple ways. But look at that. Isn't that just a killer horn? So this is the Edwards X13. Really cool engraving on there as well. Got kind of like a sunburst pattern there. We've got Edwards. Oh man, got like an American Eagle on there. And I mean, these are definitely US made. Elkhorn, Wisconsin are where these are made. So the Edwards is kind of the higher end, you could call it the luxury brand for Getzen, but just high end, fully customizable horns. And this is just a beautiful, look at the pistons on that. Proprietary valve cap design, finger buttons there, very heavyweight caps on the top and bottom. You've got a one-piece hand-hammered yellow brass bell with a 5-inch bell. This is a 462 large bore. You notice little to no bracing throughout the horn, which gives it a very free and resonant. Resonance is what this horn strives for, or not strives for, but achieves on a fantastic level. Because it is so free blowing, you've got the Amato style water keys. I got some kind of fuzz on my gloves there. But you can see the nickel silver, so we've got the two-piece valve cluster with the yellow brass on the bottom, nickel silver on the top, nickel silver on all of the outer slides. You have a third slide stop, of course, with the finger rings on the first and third slides. I don't know what else I can tell you about. This has nickel silver pistons as opposed to the Monel pistons, which again is really just a matter of preference. This is a lightweight horn, so for a large bore horn, this does feel very light compared to that A4, that Adams, which is a bit heavier. You've got kind of an asymmetrical, I think they call it the X bend. I'm not sure why they call it the X bend, but I'd have to dig into that a little bit more. Maybe any of you Getson or Edwards folks out there watching can explain that to me. But kind of an asymmetrical, just again, very, very free blowing. This is a great lead player's horn, a great jazz soloist. I'm sure you can do pretty much any other styles. You could probably use this in a symphony quite well as well. There's the X13 logo on the mouthpiece receiver there, which is also nickel silver. But again, guys, just one of the most gorgeous horns out there and one of the best sounding and highly sought after horns on the market today. So this is the Edwards X13. Jean-Pierre Feliciano, Florida home front. Welcome to the show. We've got a couple of Florida folks here today. Love that. Thank you for being here. So there we go. That is the full unboxing of the Edwards X13 professional trumpet made in the USA. Look, check out that American Eagle right there. God bless America right there, boys. All right, you got it. I love it. Man, this looks very industrial. I just love the, and smooth as silk on the pistons there, but I love that look. Isn't that awesome? Check that out. Okay. I can sit here and talk about this horn for quite a bit now because I'm in love with it, and really ought to do a side-by-side comparison with this one and the Adams A4 because, again, very similar but very unique and different in their own right. So, but I love the satin finishes on both of them. Now this little guy, I may need to find out. Those of you again in the know, there's this little ring down here on the bottom of the tuning slide. I'm not sure what that's for. There doesn't seem to be anything else attached to it or that goes with it. I don't know if it's, but it is threaded. I can see it's threaded on the inside, so there must be some purpose for that. I'm going to have to dig into that as well. Again, you trumpet players out there know, let me know. Thanks for saying my name correctly. I practice. Well, I mean, that's a famous name. You know, you remember the great artist Jose Feliciano, you know, very popular Latin Hispanic artist that was an amazing guitarist and whatnot. So yeah. Plus, I'm from California. You know, his Latin names I've learned to sound them out pretty well. That doesn't mean I get them right every time, though. That's for sure. All right, so that's the X13 trumpet, guys. Let me know what you think. This, if it's not at the very moment, will be live on the website later today. I just have to hit the go button now that we've got this back. Ooh, popping the bubble wrap. So we're gonna wrap this back up, put her back in the box, and ship it out to one of you folks today, right? I would love to do that. Any of you guys interested in an X13? Check it out on the website, palinmusic.com. Give me a call at 417-882-7006, or check out our Reverb page at reverb.com. All righty, what do we got left, Mr. Jordan?
Can you share some wisdom?
Yepers, I sure can. All right, this piece of wisdom comes from the legendary jazz saxophone artist Ornette Coleman. Ornette Coleman was one of the pioneers, in fact, probably the biggest pioneer of the free jazz movement, which kind of hit in the 60s, which was really a complete departure from the way jazz improvisation was was accomplished back in the day. It really kind of got away from chordal structures and different things, and originally was felt to be kind of, not a thing, and it was just like somebody who didn't know what he was doing, trying to make up something new. In his later years, thought of as an actual musical genius for his free jazz movement. So anyway, here's what Ornette Coleman says about music, jazz specifically. He says, "Jazz is the only music in which the same note can be played night after night, but differently each time." And maybe that digs into his free jazz concept. You can play the same note night after night after night. One note, just one note, but every time you play it, it's going to be done differently. I mean, in any number of ways it can be different. So, and that's one of the great things about music. I mean, music is not, it's never the same. Even if you're playing the same, those artists that have those theme songs that they have to play over and over and over and over and over again, they're always changing them up whenever they perform them, because, I mean, if you played the exact same song the exact same way every time, you'd lose your mind. So, I think of Artie Shaw and Begin the Begin. That was, I think he hated that song by the end of his career, which was probably why he quit early. I think of Spyro Gyra and Morning Dance. I think of, let's think of any popular artist. Toto and having to sing Africa, or, there's just tons and tons of them. So I'm sure they all find ways to, Queen and Bohemian Rhapsody, there's tons. So anyway, that's my piece of, or not my wisdom, but a piece of wisdom for you all today to think about. Makes you go, All right, so there we go. That's the show for you all today. Welcome back from your I hope you all had a great extended Labor Day holiday weekend. And now we're back in the groove, getting back at it. So I will be back here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central, right here on our Palin Music Band and Orchestra channel. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hit the bell icon to be notified of all the cool stuff we've got coming up. So I'm going to leave you with this. Helping people make meaningful music is what we do. And when you're ready, I'm here for you too. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.